right, coming up in the programme for you. We are mending, we are repairing, we are bringing back to life. Inspired by the Repair Shop, which is back on BBC One tonight. We'll be hearing from some people behind the programme a little bit later on, and we'll be finding out how the show has inspired people in Jersey to make, do and mend. That is coming your way. And I want to know from you this morning, what is the last thing that you fixed with those bare hands of yours? The last thing that you fixed. Let me know on BBC Radio Jersey. Now, if something stops working, it's pretty easy these days to chuck it away and decide you'll go out and buy a new one. But we all know money's tight, and it seems more of us are trying to make do and mend rather than log online and spend. A new series of The Repair Shop returns to BBC One tonight, and it's thought programmes like that have inspired many of us to try and fix our problems and not chuck them away. Don't ignore the problem item. See if you can do something with it. Give it a new lease of life. Simon Langlois is one of the people behind the Repair Cafés across Jersey. Simon, good morning.
Good morning, Jenny.
Hi there. It's great what you do. I've been along to these before and I'm fascinated watching you people work. So basically what happens is you set yourselves up somewhere, people come along with items that are broken or have seen better days, and you try to fix them up. Is that it?
That's right. We've got three repair cafes in Jersey, in St Bernard's, St Helier and Greville, and three overlapping teams where we all share the same pool of about 60 volunteers. And every 3 weeks we have a Saturday morning in different parts of the island where we invite people to come down and have a free sort of cup of coffee, cake, biscuits, live music, and we help them to repair their sort of broken household items that they maybe were thinking about dumping, but we try and get some more life out of them.
I think it's great what you do. Where did the idea originally come from?
Originally, I think it was in about 14 years ago in the Netherlands. A journalist, in fact, who got fed up with throwing things away, she set it up. And it's now spread around the world. And we've got, I think there's 2,000 or 3,000 maybe repair cafes around the world, three of which, of course, were in Jersey.
I love the way we talk about these things as being quite innovative and forward-thinking, especially with discussions around the environment and climate change and the cost of living. But of course, this is the kind of thing people have been doing for years, and it's the kind of thing we've forgotten over time and are now coming back to. Would you agree?
Oh, definitely. Our sort of parents and grandparents and previous generations, they would have had the sort of make, do and mend attitude. You wouldn't just throw things away. But because repairs became more expensive and the items became cheaper, it became the norm. Just, your toaster breaks down, we'll just throw it away and buy a new one. And what we're aiming to do is to show people that sometimes, usually our success rate is about 60 to 70%, these things can be repaired, and it saves, environmentally from throwing things away and using up all our sort of resources. So if we can repair them, then that's obviously the best way to go.
How and why did you get into this?
Well, I'm a bit of a nerd myself. I'm a professional engineer and electronics and electrical, that type of thing. And so when Max Livesey, actually in St Bernard's, came up with the idea of doing what they're doing in the rest of Europe and the UK, of having a repair cafe in St Bernard's, I said, well, I'll help you out. So the two of us got together and set up the first one, and then subsequently helped setting up the other two as well. And it's all about community. That is the main thing. Community, environment, and helping people to take ownership of their items. If you can fix it, then you really do own it.
Yeah, and you guys do this because I imagine you like to help people. It's quite satisfying. Also, because you know how to do it, I suppose you want to do it, do you?
Well, we don't always know how to do it, but because we work as a team, we've got lots of overlapping and shared experience and knowledge. We all help each other out. So if I don't know how to fix a particular item, but I know one of the other guys or girls on the team knows how to, I can quite easily go over and ask and say, "What do you think? How do we open up this this vacuum? How do we fix, whatever it might be?"
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
work together.
of course, we do. We do fabrics. We do a whole range of different repairs. Basically, anything that you might find at home.
What's one of the most interesting, strangest things you've had come in or seen come into the cafe?
Well, we've had we had a strange one actually. We were quite looking forward to it. It was an occupation crystal radio set, and the chap brought it in, and we were looking forward to seeing what was in it. And he opened the box, and there was a circuit diagram obviously from the 1940s. And we thought, that's great. And then there was the base unit with a block of wood. That's what it was.
Yeah.
And we were looking forward to the rest of the things to come out of the box. And that was it. And it turns out the chap's uncle must have thrown all the rest of it away.
Oh,
and that's all we
no!
had was a block of wood.
So you couldn't do anything?
It was a bit of an anticlimax, that one. But we've had all sorts. We've had ancient sort of teddy bears that have been in the family for, generations. Maybe lost an ear or an eye or missing head, or not missing head, but we've reattached them. We've got some very skillful repairers, including one professional bear repairer that comes along. We've had cuckoo clocks. One interesting one was a barometer, which had to be calibrated. So as I used to work at the airport, I contacted my friends at Met Office, and they helped us to calibrate it specifically at the sea level, or the height above sea level at the Parish Hall in St Albans, and we got it working perfectly. So that was interesting. We get a lot of similar items which are regular sort of failures. That's Roberts radios and Dyson vacuum cleaners. So,
other brands are available and they also don't break as often. I mean, I don't know. That was a joke. That's
yeah,
made me.
well, we do get a lot of those, but that could be because they're popular.
Tell me, do you watch the Repair Shop? Because we're talking to some people behind the show later. Have you seen that? Do you think they do a good job?
I think that's lovely. It's one of those programs where everything has a sentimental attachment story generally, and that's not really what we're about in the Repair Café. But the Repair Shop, I think, is great, and it does show that things can be repaired, even though they may look like a lost cause.
Yeah.
Sometimes can do an amazing job.
Yeah, brilliant. When's the next one?
Next one's on Saturday, the 27th of April. And we run from 9:30 in the morning till 1 p.m. And that's going to be at St Mary's. In fact, St Mary's Youth and Community Centre are hosting this one. Main reason is we'd normally be in St Bernard's, but both Communicare and the Parish Hall are fully booked.
Fair enough.
So
Busy people.
whenever we go elsewhere.
Yeah, perfect. And this time round, it's going to be St Mary. Thank you. Keep up the amazing work. And appreciate your time early this morning. Simon Langlois. He's one of the people behind Jersey's Repair Cafes, helping people to fix up old items they might otherwise be throwing away. I've been to one of these. I've taken a kettle along before. They know their stuff. Didn't want to throw it away. It's just the lid broke slightly. I couldn't get it up properly, so it was a right pain. Had to fill the kettle up through the nose. I'm going to call it the nose, the spout, and it just takes ages to fill a kettle up. So put a little sort of knob on top. Looks better. Looks quite pretty now. My kettle. Pull it up, and then you can get the water in more easily. There you go. That's what I get up to of a weekend. Meet people like Simon Langlois. If you want to help out there or find out more, have a look online for more information. It's a great idea. These are all volunteers, except I have noticed that there's a donations pot if you want to donate, and I believe it gets donated to charity, if I remember rightly. Talking to Simon just there this morning, because the Repair Shop is returning on television tonight, BBC One, 8 o'clock, and I'm going to be joined by one of the expert repairers later on in the programme. Although if you ask me, I've just spoken to an expert repairer in Simon Langlois. Amazing work that he does. So my question for you this morning, what's the last thing that you fixed? Was it darning a sock? Was it putting a shelf up that had started to fall? What was it? What's the last thing that you fixed? And are you one of these people who likes to save things, to restore things, to use the last of things? Toothpaste comes to mind for me. I maybe go a little over the top, but whenever I'm getting to the end of my toothpaste and I can't squeeze any more out, I cut the end off with scissors. And there's another 2 days left there. Another 2 days. Holes in socks, they don't bother me. I am getting to the stage, though, where a couple at the heel are going, and I'm not quite sure I could repair those. So they might have to go in the bin. But yeah, I really hate to waste. What about you? Are you a chuck away and order a new one kind of a person? Let me know. Be honest. 0808 109 888.